What's happening, guys? I'm TechSource. Welcome to another episode of the Ultimate Desk Setup series. In this video, we're going to be building a clean, minimalistic gaming setup. Let's begin. So the foundation of the setup is the Ikea Malm desk, which is extremely popular. It's built really well with a large enough surface area for the monitor and PC while offering support for cable management and storage. For storage, I picked up a mesh organizer from Amazon, which actually fits perfectly in the top drawer, and this is going to help keep things neat and tidy so I can easily access the daily essentials. The monitor I picked up is from Biotech, and it's a 24-inch curved monitor with a Samsung VA panel. Now, the main reason I picked this monitor up in particular is because it's a great monitor for the price. It's going for only $170, and you get a curved 144 Hz refresh rate with a 4 millisecond response time and FreeSync support. Plus, it fits perfectly with the setup's color since it has a white bezel. Of course, you gotta take advantage of that high refresh rate, which is why I built this custom $900 gaming PC. It's rocking the i5-9400F, 8 gigs of RAM, and the GTX 1660 Ti. This PC is not only super quiet, but it rips through games really easily in 1080p. If you guys want to see a full benchmark video on actual gameplay, then make sure to check out the video linked below. Now, because the monitor doesn't have a VESA mount, nor does it have any height adjustability, I had to pick up a monitor riser to lift it from the desk. That way it doesn't strain my neck while looking at it. So this is from a company called Himudu, I think that's how you say it, and I went with a glass top with white aluminum stands for a more modern look. Plus, it complements the setup a lot. It also doubles as extra storage space, so you can store your tablet or laptop underneath. I do like to keep my 13-inch LG Gram under here when I'm not using it. For peripherals, I decided to go wireless. The keyboard I'm using is the RK61, which is currently my favorite 60% RGB mechanical keyboard. It's using Kale red switches, and you can customize macros and RGB lighting through the software. When I'm gaming, I like to plug the cable in so I don't experience any lag, but for everything else, I like to keep it wireless. If you guys are interested in a full review of this keyboard, I'll drop a link to that below as well. For the mouse, my options were limited for a white wireless gaming mouse, but after doing some research, I found that the G305 from Logitech was a solid pick. It's a 12,000 DPI mouse that's super lightweight and very responsive. While gaming, I can't even tell the difference between this and a wired mouse. It's that responsive. As far as the mousepad, I decided to go with an extended version from Glorious, and I know it's a little risky going with a white mousepad since they do get dirty really quickly, but I couldn't resist how great this looked with the setup. You just gotta be very careful using it. I always wash my hands before I touch anything, and I make sure to wipe it down after I'm done using it. I also use the Mecha Vacuum, which is a rechargeable wireless mini vacuum, and it does a great job sucking all the dirt and the dead skin cells from anywhere on the desk. It even has a brush attachment to help with cleaning the debris inside the keyboard. So after I'm done using the setup and cleaning it using the vacuum, I like to store it in the drawer and move on to the next task. The left side of the desk looked a bit empty, so I decided to buy a smart desk lamp, not just to balance the setup with the PC on the other side, but it's also pretty useful. When I'm working late at the office, I don't like having the office lights on because they are too bright. So it's nice to have a desk lamp where I can control the brightness and temperature with a simple touch. Also, when I'm done using it, I can just fold it so it's nicely tucked away. For audio, I decided to keep it simple and go with a single gaming headset. The Corsair Virtuoso is an awesome wireless headset with comfy ear cups, and the mic actually sounds pretty good. I'm very impressed with the build quality, and I do appreciate the USB-C compatibility as well. When I'm not using a headset, I like to hang it on the NZXT puck on the opposite side of the PC so that it's hidden from view. For everyday stuff, I use the speakers from the monitor, which isn't the best, but it does get the job done. Now, the advantages of going with an all-white setup is that you can pretty much change the color scheme to whatever you want because almost every color works well with white. So if I get bored of white and blue, I can switch it up to white and purple, or maybe orange, or sometimes I'm in the mood for some green. The flexibility is always there as long as you don't have any color-specific items in your setup. So always think about what you want to hang up on your wall shelves or what type of gear you're going to purchase because it can affect the rest of the colors in your setup. I decided to hang up some paintings to give the setup some life and personality. Now, I didn't want to drill any holes in the wall, so I used double-sided gaffer tape to hold them up. However, if your wall has a glossy finish, then I recommend using double-sided 3M tape instead, since those will hold a lot better. Moving on to RGB. Of course, no setup is complete without RGB. Now, I didn't want to spend over $100 for Philips Hue or the LifeX RGB strips, so I picked these up from Amazon instead, which was about half the cost. Setting it up was pretty easy, and the adhesive tape on the back is really strong. Now, the app itself is pretty intuitive. You can set it to any color you want from the chart. You can control the brightness or set it to react to your music. However, it only works with the music on your phone. One of the things I don't like about the RGB strip is that you can't set it to a rainbow effect. Instead, there is a flow mode where it basically cycles through the colors one by one, and you can even control the speed if you want. Of course, no setup is complete without cable management. Luckily, the desk did come with a rack for me to store the power strip and the rest of the cables in there. Now, for the wires in the back, I used cable clips to route them neatly behind the desk and a couple of Velcro straps to tie the cables behind the PC and the cables behind the monitor. I also used a white channel raceway to hide the monitor and PC power cable running down the wall and into the rack underneath the desk. Now, since the monitor is sitting on a riser, you can kind of see the cable going down, and there's really no other way around it except sleeving it, or in my case, I decided to wrap the cables using some white vinyl wrap. So I cut a small rectangular piece and wrapped it around the two black cables going down from the monitor. That way it kind of blends in with the wall and doesn't stick out as much. It is a little extreme, and personally I don't find it necessary because it can be kind of annoying if you need to disconnect cables or move things around. But for those of you who are bothered by small things like this, then that is one solution that you can use. The point of this video was to build a super clean and minimalistic gaming setup from scratch without spending a fortune. The total cost of this entire setup is listed on the screen, and that's including the price of the PC. And I gotta say, I think it came out pretty good. But what do you guys think? Is there anything you would change or add to this setup if it were yours? Let me know in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed the video and want to see more like it, consider leaving a like, but more importantly, let me know in the comment section what I should build next for the next ultimate desk setup. I'll also drop a link to all the parts used in the setup and a full time-lapse video from start to finish building this beast. So if you guys want to check that out as well, links will be in the description section. Thanks again so much for watching. As always, I love your hairlines. I will see you in the next video.